Peace, Facebook. Okay, so I am completing my day in the outside world because I hate out here. I could do without it. So, and I don't come out every day. Not out here. I will go outside, like on my property, a property where I'm at. I will not be out here in these streets. You will not find me out here every day. Either way, I'm headed in. Now, right now I'm going to speak on a pet peeve of mine, a professional pet peeve. I've had this pet peeve for probably since 2006. So it's unchanging. I would like for it to change. It should be eliminated. So here's my pet peeve. In the tax business, it is gruesomely assumed that because someone is a tax accountant, or someone has their own tax business, or someone is a CPA, etc., whatever, that they know what they're doing. Wrong answer. That does not qualify them to know what they are doing because they are a tax accountant, because they are a CPA, etc., because they have their own tax business. It means nothing. It meant nothing to me as a first-year tax professional at H&R Block, and it means nothing more to me today with all of my studies and my degrees and credentials, and it means nothing. I, since that long ago, 2006 or so, have been correcting tax returns that CPAs prepared. I've been correcting tax returns that another tax competitor prepared, such as Jackson Hewitt and them, Liberty Tax. For number one, what I found out when I worked at H&R Block surprised me. Don't know how many of y'all know. The people who work there and the IRS, these people just can simply just hold a high school diploma. They don't need an accounting degree, just a high school diploma. Some of them don't even have tax knowledge. They pick up the knowledge from the courses through the employer. So anyway, to my surprise, the first time I corrected a tax return that a CPA prepared in 2006 with my tax knowledge at its first level, is I second guessed myself, because that CPA title, like some people, I thought that, of course, it's a CPA. It can't be wrong. That's a negative. It was wrong. And they continue to be wrong. These people continue to be wrong. Those things, these titles do not qualify people to prepare tax returns accurately. A tool that helps prepare tax returns accurately is an eye for detail, is the ability to read and comprehend what you're reading, and an eye for detail. I just came from, so if you watched my live earlier, you know I was headed to see a tax client to prepare applications for them for a temporary identification number for tax purposes, because they are not eligible to receive a social security number. So with that filing process, the 1040 federal form is mailed in with the I-10 application. This tax client already had the 1040 prepared by another tax company. They attempted to prepare the I-10 application, and they also told the client that they could not file their state return without an I-10 application, without an I-10 number. Number one, here in the state of Indiana, as I told them on the phone, I showed them on the state form today, you can file this tax return. There's a checkbox that says applying for I-10. So it's possible these people, just because somebody has a tax business does not mean they know what they're doing. Period. Pet peeve. Next. The application was incomplete. The federal tax return was incomplete. And I showed the person the blank line, so it was incomplete. So when it comes time to, I prepared the state return. I gave them the state refund amount. And here we go. The amount I gave them was less than the amount that the person, the tax company prepared their tax return. They prepared a draft of it. And of course the draft had a refund amount higher than the one that I calculated. So this is what happened. First of all, just from the information I've given them already, their credibility is hit. They told you couldn't file a state return. False information. I showed them the check box where yes, you can. Just check the box. It goes with your I-10 application. Next, the federal return was incomplete. I had to have them fill in the blank lines. There's more. Their credibility continues to be hit. Now, how you gonna question me? Oh, because it comes to some money. Because my amount I gave you was less than the amount that the people who's lacking credibility now have. They gave you a bigger amount. You go ahead with that bigger amount. I bet you be paying that money back to the IRS along with that penalty and interest. I bet you will. Now this is what happened. And I had to explain this to them. I showed it to them. For some reason on their W-2, and I'm speaking on my pet peeves now, I do not like when the credibility is hit and people want to you can question me, but it's the level of questioning that I don't appreciate. Anyway, my pet peeve in this business. The W-2, so you have your sheet with the W-2 and there's copies. There's the there's your copy, there's a federal copy, and there's a state copy, there's a city local copy. So there's at least 4 copies of this W-2. One's for your records. So the W-2s, they all are saying something different. How's that happen? So it happens. Apparently it happens. Now this is my thing. I had to show them this. What happened was this tax company whose credibility is hit, they did not, in this case, put the pieces of the W-2, the copies of the W-2 together. It's a puzzle at this point. You got to put the pieces together. One W-2 was missing the locality name, which is Marion County. Another W-2 copy is missing all of the state tax. The state tax box is 0. Another W-2 has the locality and the state tax, but it has like it's missing like $500 of the city tax. Anyway, so what happened was this tax company did not put the pieces together, and they just, I guess, randomly chose a W-2 copy to work with when preparing the tax return, and with their miscalculation, it falsely represented a higher refund for my tax client within the I-10 process. Is my tax client. So, you know, just I'm professionally ranting right now, just because someone has a CPA title. Not saying all CPAs have low credibility, but I'm saying do your own homework, do your own study, and if someone shares some information with you, I did not charge these people for this information. I teach tax classes and I charge for those, so I could have easily charged them for this information. But it's not about that. It's simply about informing. So I would like to inform and educate everyone today that if and when someone is sharing information and knowledge with you, take it, process it, study it for yourself. You don't have to take their word for it. Please don't take their word for it. But at least study it, and don't beat the messenger up. I'm making an attempt to save this taxpayer a $700 tax bill plus penalty and interest from the date the tax return was due. So with that being said, they filing this tax return past the extended deadline that was offered this year. And then based on credibility and hit of this tax company, my question then to them was, this tax company knew that you was going to be filing late when they prepared your federal and state return. Did they file you an extension of time to file? No, they didn't. They should have. It's free. Credibility is hit. So with all that being said, this is just a pet peeve of mine on a professional level when it comes to tax returns. Astro, peace. For some reason there is no sound. Oh, no sound. I don't know what is no sound. Glenn Bellamy, no sound. I don't know why it wouldn't be no sound. But anyway, I'll check it out. If it's not, then I'll just do another live. To everyone, peace to you all.